What's up, everybody, and welcome back to Legit Whiskey Reviews. And today I'll be reviewing, tasting, and talking about Redwood Empire's core lineup. All right, so we have Redwood Empire. This is the Pipe Dream. We have Lost Monarch, and we have Emerald Giant. All right, so all of these are 90 proof, so 45% ABV. The Pipe Dream here, this is a bourbon whiskey, and the reason it's named Pipe Dream, it's named after the 14th tallest tree on the planet. So I thought that was pretty interesting. And this is between 4 and 12 year whiskey. These are all, I think it's all MGP distillate, and then it's aged in Sonoma County, California, which is where this distillery is from. All right, so this one, the Lost Monarch, is a ryes. So this is a blend of straight bourbon whiskeys and straight rye whiskeys. The bourbon is like the same as this one, so 4 to 12 years old, and the rye is between 3 to 5 years old. It could be 3 to 7 years old, but I think it's 3 to 5 years old. So this is a blend of the two. And then this one, the Emerald Giant, is rye whiskey. This is a rye whiskey, and it is between 3 and 5 years old. And this one, the Emerald Giant, is named for the fastest growing redwood on the planet. So I thought that's pretty interesting. And this one here, the Lost Monarch, is named after the largest coastal redwood on the planet. So all interesting names, interesting company here. For every bottle you buy, according to their website, you get, or they plant a tree. So I thought that was pretty interesting. The count is all the way up to like over 500,000 trees planted. So I thought that was pretty interesting and pretty cool that they do that. So all right, so what I wanted to do today is just go through their core lineup. They do offer two other bourbons and ryes. One is the Bottle and Bond bourbon, and another one is a Bottle and Bond rye. One is called Rocket Top, and the other one's called Grizzly. Grizzly something. It's not coming to me right now, but those are the two Bottled and Bonds. But this is right here is the core lineup right here. So I just wanted to taste them. I'm not really gonna score them, but I'm gonna give you my opinion on which one I think is the best one. I'm gonna start from my right to my left, since the rye whiskey I want to leave for last, and I'm gonna start with the Pipe Dream here. All right, so on the nose, this one smells nice. It smells really sweet. It's smelling sweet, sugary. It's smelling also, I'm getting a lot of fruit coming out of this. I can't quite pinpoint what kind of fruit I'm getting, but it's very fruit forward on the nose. I'm also getting a lot of cinnamon coming through. And all of these, I know even the bourbon is a high rye mash bill, so maybe that's where I'm getting the cinnamon from. And then the rye whiskey here is an MGP's 95.5 mash bill, so really high rye content on that one. But yeah, this smells sweet, fruity, cinnamon, a little bit of caramel. Just overall classic bourbon flavors on the nose, nothing off-putting, which is a plus because I didn't know what to expect from these. I've never picked up a bottle of any of these before. This Emerald Giant here was part of my store haul from a few months ago, but I haven't really dug into it that much. And these two here, I haven't really gone into them that much. So it's like a fresh look at these. But yeah, it smells good, nothing off-putting, and let's go to the palate. Cheers. Yeah, so on the palate for this Pipe Dream, I'm getting more of those rye notes coming through on the palate. It's still sweet, but I didn't get as much fruitiness on the palate as I did in the nose. I'm getting more of that cinnamon, pepper, a little bit of oak. I even got that little bit of caramel. There's a little bit of sweetness, but I feel like it was fruitier and sweeter on the nose than the palate. But the finish, it has a good finish. It lingers around. And overall, I think it's pretty good. All of these are about $30 in my area, so really good prices, especially for a company sourcing MGP. I feel like that's a plus, because anytime a company sources MGP, their prices are usually higher than the normal, than what a normal bourbon or rye would be. So I think the prices for these, at least in my area, are pretty good. So $30 for each. All right, so yeah, this one's there's nothing special about it, but the flavors that are there are pretty good. I feel like it leans more towards the rye notes than the bourbon notes, but you still get those bourbon flavors on the palate as well. So, all right, so now we're gonna go to the Lost Monarch. So this one, like I said, is a bur rye, so it's a blend of bourbon and rye. So let's go to the nose. Oh wow, I can really pick up the rye on this one. It's definitely coming through, but on the nose, I know a lot of people are big fans of this Pipe Dream, but so far on the nose, this Lost Monarch is way more interesting to me. There's just more going on, more layers there. So I'm getting, this one's less fruit forward on the nose than the Pipe Dream was, but I'm getting a lot of the caramel's really coming through. I'm still getting that cinnamon. There's a note in here that I can't pinpoint. I want to say it's like I don't want to say a pine note, like a green pine note, because I know that's off-putting to a lot of people, and it's not quite that, but it's heading towards that direction. But it's not like anywhere where it's like, you know, not no, it's not off-putting on the nose. But yeah, there's just, it seems like there's more layers in this Lost Monarch than the Pipe Dream. It smells really good. All right, let's go to the palate. Yeah, so this one's very close to the Pipe Dream. But you do get more of the, in my opinion, you do get more of the rye notes coming through than this one. Even in the palate, there's more rye notes coming through. I'm getting a lot of pepper. I'm getting some oak. There's a lot of sweetness, but it's not fruity. I did get the caramel. Let me try this one again. Yeah, that note that I was describing, that like pine green note type of note, is also coming through on the palate, but I just can't pinpoint what it is. It's not pine, but it's headed towards that direction. But I don't know, I think I like the Lost Monarch better. I think it just depends on my mood, but for most days, I feel like I would lean more towards this one because of the rye content in it. I feel like it stands out more. There's more layers to peel back over this Pipe Dream. But the Pipe Dream is very good as well. I think overall, these two are really, really good, especially for the price. So you can also tell it's not just your average MGP sourced whiskey, because a lot of them start to taste the same after a while. But being aged in a different area in California, I feel like it does bring a little bit something different to the nose and the palate, and that's definitely coming through on both of those. But now we're gonna go to the Emerald Giant. Like I said, this one's the rye whiskey here. It's weird. I'm getting a lot of rye notes in this one as well, but I feel like the Wow, there's a little tiny bit of nuttiness now coming through on this Lost Monarch, but I feel like, at least on the nose, I feel like the Emerald Giant is more subdued in my opinion. The Lost Monarch, I feel like the notes are really jumping out of this one. The rye notes especially are really jumping out, but in the rye whiskey here, while I'm getting those notes, it seems more subdued, like not as many layers in it. And I'm not getting that green like pine note that I did on the Lost Monarch, which I thought I really would get it on this one, especially being 95.5 rye. But yeah, that's not coming through in this one. This one is still smelling sweet for a rye, but it leans more towards a sweeter rye, but there's not fruitiness, there's not even the cinnamon. I'm like digging for the cinnamon, but it's not really popping out like it did in the Lost Monarch. The pepper's still coming out in this one, and a little bit of oak. I feel like out of all of them, this one has the most oak in it. But yeah, let's try the palate on this one. There it is, yeah. All right, so this one's definitely more interesting on the palate than the nose. I feel like on the nose, for some reason, it's just not much going on, but on the palate, I did get a ton of cinnamon, a lot of pepper, some oak. There wasn't a whole lot of sweetness compared to the other two. I feel like the other two stand out more as far as sweetness, and I do like a little bit of sweetness to kind of balance out things. So this is just an okay rye. There's nothing like special about it. I do like the finish on this one, and I do like the rye notes that come out on this one, but overall, and you know what, this one reminds me a lot of the High West. I think it's the double rye. I think that's the one I'm thinking of, but it's really similar to the double rye. But I prefer the High West over this one. For some reason, this one isn't doing it for me, but overall, you can't go wrong with any of these. It just depends what you're in the mood for, what you like, what you prefer. If you're not a big rye fan, I feel like that's where you might not like these, because the rye does come through in all of these. And like I said, this is a 95.5, and the other two are high rye contents in them. So I just feel like if you don't like rye, these might not be for you. But for $30, at least in my area, and what's coming out of each of these, I feel like it's totally worth it. Definitely a must try. I'm not really gonna give it a score because I'm doing 3 and I'm not really diving deep into it, but if I had to pick one as my favorite, I would say the Lost Monarch is my favorite. Although the Pipe Dream is a close second, but I just feel like there's more layers in the Lost Monarch, and this Emerald Giant is just so-so. Nothing really special about it, at least not today while I'm doing the review, but maybe it'll open up a little bit more as time goes by. But for right now, if I had to pick one, I think I'd pick the Lost Monarch. So if you guys like my content, remember to smash that like button, remember to subscribe, and keep it legit, and do it for the love of whiskey. Cheers.